6:14, time now for business news, and we say good morning to Mike Eppel with the latest in business, including some calmness on the seas now after the pandemic. It looks like we're hitting some pretty good water here.
Look, good morning, Tammie. The cruise ship industry. You know, we thought when COVID had shut everything down, some of these cruise lines might go out of business. That's how bad it was. Obviously, the ships were docked. No one was going on these multi-day cruise extravaganzas. Well, lo and behold, Royal Caribbean has issued its quarterly earnings. The company is seeing pre-bookings at levels above that of the pandemic. We're talking record numbers of bookings for this year. Companies back to making money. These stocks, Norwegian, Carnival, Royal Caribbean, they've been some of the best performers on the stock market so far this year. 30, 40, almost 50% gains for these individual companies. So, it's kind of interesting how things ebb and flow, if you will, Tammie, with the travel trends. We thought people wouldn't go back to cruise lines. No, that's not going to happen. And lo and behold, everybody's back on the high seas.
And they're back in record-breaking numbers. Another business that was affected by the pandemic, now seeing some record-breaking numbers, Cineplex, but it's where they're seeing the sales.
Concession sales, the concession stand.
We're hungry.
Maybe it's $7 and up for a box of popcorn. The profit margins are pretty good, but people are spending some pretty big dollars there. And Cineplex is back to making money too. It's fourth quarter, $10 million plus profit, big turnaround from the year ago. The movie theaters are open. We talked yesterday about AMC trying dynamic pricing for where you sit in the theaters. Cineplex is doing something different, offering discounted prices for movies like 80 for Brady. It's kind of geared to a more seniors crowd, perhaps, and they want to get people back into the theaters who might just be a little bit more hesitant, if you will, to go back to movie theaters. It's kind of interesting. They're charging more maybe for things like Avatar, the movies that are really big budgets and in high demand, and testing a couple of different things, dynamic pricing there as well.
All right. Zoom not looking too good right now as we try to work our way out of the pandemic.
Well, we're still using it here, but
hi.
Zoom is cutting jobs. And look, this is the ongoing restructuring of the tech sector from the pandemic peaks now to the reality of the current day. And Zoom was just hiring, every day they were adding staff. And the company CEO said, quote, "Mistakes were made." Okay, that's one of those things you kind of put out on social media. But nevertheless, they're chopping 1,300 jobs, 15% of the workforce. That's pretty significant. eBay this morning is announcing job cuts to 500 jobs at eBay, and that's about 4% of that company's total workforce.
Yeah, a lot of that correction that you've been talking about with these tech companies happening once again. We'll get to Manchester United. You said you put this one in for Sid. So Sid, listen up. This one's for you. Okay. All right.
Well, it's kind of maybe the spillover of the World Cup and Qatar, and investors from Qatar are likely going to bid for Man U. The estimated purchase price north of $7 billion. Interesting that the stock of Man U has a market value of around $3.5 billion, but the Glazer family wants a lot more than that. And we could see some big Middle East investment in Man U coming up here. And a deal is, they say, imminent. So we'll maybe see that as soon as today.
As you were saying this, someone snuck in behind me here and scared the bejesus out of me. I didn't know.
Listen, Mike, $7 billion?
Shirt.
$7 billion.
You like the sweater?
Probably 8.
Nice.
$8 billion.
Like
they're still one of the biggest brands.
What's $1 billion? Come on.
It's $1 billion. It was chest day yesterday for me, by the way. I'm looking.
Those reps.
Well done.
But that's it. They're worth the price.
All right.
It's not too late to get in on that, Mike. You and I, we can get a pot going. We can contribute.
Rex them all over
By
again.
the way, yours is the Peck Performance.
All right. Mike, thank you so much. We're going to get to this coming up after the break. But do you have a lot of unread emails in your inbox?
Yes.
You pretty
yes,
much.
I do.
You do. Okay.
Well, no, I don't know about unread, but just I keep them until they get deleted by the system.
By the system. Me too. Okay.
Yeah.
So stay with us. Richard Sutherland and I are going to talk about a tweet that had us looking and assessing what our lives are like when you look at your inbox. You're going to